Hi guys, welcome to the Liv and Nikki channel.
I'm Liv.
And I'm Nikki.
And today we're going to be discussing the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But first, let's get into their new taglines. So, there was some controversy about the taglines.
Yes.
Them not getting new ones.
Right. They had the same taglines year and season after season.
And we all were complaining because every other franchise
gets
got
new
taglines
taglines
every season. So they finally came out with a new taglines.
They listened.
And so first we have Nene.
Yes, of course.
Our peach.
Our tastiest peach.
So 10 years she's been in the game.
That's right.
And she is our tastiest peach.
That's right, Nene.
She sure is. And then Portia, friends come and go, honey.
Who's she talking about?
Baby. But family is forever.
Family is forever.
And then Cynthia, age ain't nothing but a number, honey. Girl,
you know that.
But them cheekbones are timeless, darling.
Which is true.
And Candy, girl.
Hey.
Don't mess with the boss.
You might get fired.
And then Miss Kenya, darling. They all said I can't, but I do.
Bling, bling.
And then Miss Sheree, honey, the bone collector, as we all like to call her. She says she's a bad server because she be spilling all the tea.
We're with you on that, Sheree. Spill that tea, girl.
Thank you. Keep it coming. Right? Because we going to keep spilling it, too.
Right. We appreciate you.
So this week's episode was Say Yes to Destress.
Yes.
Episode 2. We're going to recap that with you guys. So be sure to watch tonight's episode. And let's go over this one first before you watch that one. So it starts with Cynthia in the bath.
Right? We're getting intimate with Cynthia. She's giving us everything.
Yeah.
This was interesting.
She drops her robe. We see her legs.
Stepping into the bath. Come through with it, Cynthia. Show us everything you got, girl.
Talking about love and trying to find a man.
She's ready for a man.
She sure is.
I don't blame her. She likes being in love.
Yeah, she does.
We love it, Cynthia. We love you in love, girl.
We do. And we hope you find it.
Right.
We're rooting for you, girl. Yes. We're rooting for you. We're watching all these dates you got going on. And so far, I haven't seen one working out.
No.
That's okay. Keep searching. You're only 50.
We'll get to that.
Exactly. So then we have Portia's palace.
Yes. Still looking fabulous. Like, Portia's still doing the thing with this house. We didn't know if she was going to be able to stay there. Okay. Mm-hmm. We were worried about Portia. She is all by herself. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know. Because she stayed down the street from Nene, but I think Nene eventually moved, right?
Yeah, I think Nene has a different house now that looks amazing.
But Portia was able to stay. And she's still, like you said, in her palace. Go ahead, queen.
Mm-hmm. So her sister Lauren and the baby
Bailey
are moving in.
Yes.
So I guess her sister Lauren is having some problems with her baby daddy.
Welcome, girl. I mean, this has to be something. Janet Jackson's baby daddy. Everybody's baby daddy is acting up. I don't know what's going on.
Well, these newborn babies.
Right. Leaving the children out in the cold. It's okay, girl. Come on in. My sister has an amazing house, apparently. I would move in, too.
Make it big enough for the whole family. So go on and move in, Bailey.
Yeah. Make that happen.
Exactly. So they're talking about house rules.
Which is good. I like how they vibe on this one because they are like, look, do not disturb for the both of us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
I like that. And it was funny how Portia was like, don't be coming in my room trying to talk to me. And Lauren was like, hold up. Don't you talk to me until I fall asleep. So I'm going to put up the privacy.
Right.
Do not disturb sign on my door, Portia.
If it's rocking, don't come a knocking.
And then she starts talking about how her and Candy are in a okay place.
I was so confused. Candy who? Too. Who was she talking about?
Candy Coated Nights? Candy Coated Click? Todd's Candy?
Girl, you okay with who? She must have been Candy in the Bowl.
Yeah, they were definitely at the two totally different events. I guess they both were not at Cynthia's 50th.
No, obviously not. But you know what? At least she's being positive. Let her go ahead and think that she's in a good place with Candy if she wants to.
Exactly. But she's definitely on the right track where she is with NeNe.
Oh, for sure. She's very clear about that. Her recant to her mom and aunt was like dead on. Like,
oh, yeah.
Word by word.
Word for word. Mm-hmm. Basically, NeNe backstabbing, lying about the interview she did 3 weeks ago because she don't want to talk about something that happened 3 weeks ago.
Right, yeah.
Because that don't matter.
Right.
It's irrelevant.
What is 3 weeks ago?
Exactly.
What? So, yeah. I like that she said, if you're coming with the drama, you're coming with the pain, take it to the left.
Yeah, she basically said, NeNe,
take it to the left.
Yeah.
Bye, NeNe girl.
So then we see Cynthia on a date. That was kind of an interesting location. I mean, like, my first thought was like, okay, it's very dark. Is it a warehouse? Like, where is she? Is she at the right place?
Right. She was confused if she was at the right place.
Yeah.
I mean, but this was his studio.
Yeah.
And
which would make sense, I guess.
Does it though?
It's like a studio.
With the chicken?
It's like a he's into animals, I guess. He's a photographer.
Okay. My thing is if you're gonna bring a model to the studio, you better have your stuff together because she done been to plenty of studios.
Yeah. So, his name was Evan.
Oh, you catched his name. Okay, good. Nice.
I did.
Okay, Evan. Hey, you got a shout out.
Hey, Evan. How you doing? So he blindfolded her
with this furry blindfold. Evan, what are you doing?
Where did you get this scarf? From? I was like, it's gonna mess up like her slayage.
And the makeup.
I was worried about her makeup. She had a ponytail, so I wasn't worried too much about the hair.
Evan, we don't do this. No. You can't mess up the slayage. She worked hard for that slayage.
She always does.
Yes.
So then he surprised her with a photo shoot.
Hi, let's surprise a model with a photo shoot.
She's like, I didn't come here to work.
She does this all the time.
Yeah, she does it for a living.
So that's like not a surprise. No. That is work.
Yeah. And she was literally like, I'm not impressed. Like, all this drama for a photo shoot.
Yeah, it was
like,
very confusing.
You're a photographer, I'm a model. Why are we here working?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
We should be relaxing.
We're talking about a woman who's traveled the world doing this for like the best designers. Sorry, Evan.
He just wanted some shots of his own Miss Cynthia Bailey, honey.
So he can say he took shots with
right.
Hey, you know what? You might be kind of smart.
He might be. He photographed a supermodel.
He sure did. Boop.
There you go. That was his plan. So then he, after the photo shoot, of course, Cynthia slayed it. He took her to another area of the studio.
Right.
And he had candles set up, the lighting. Flowers.
Now, this is where he got points with me.
Me too.
I was like, this room is gorgeous. Good job.
He had the table set up.
Yeah.
I mean, everything just looked like the most perfect date ever.
Exactly.
And then we find out he's 29.
29.
But supposedly...
Right.
The mutual friend that hooked them up said that, he's around 30. I think they were just trying to soften the blow.
They're like,
he's like 30-something, 31, 32. And then he's like, I literally just turned 29.
Right, so he was 28
He was 28
years
when they met.
That was a stretch.
But he seems very mature. Like, to me.
Obviously, yeah.
I was shocked that he was 29.
Because, first of all, this is date number 3.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd date with Cynthia Bailey.
I know. Come on. Even to get past the first, you think that would be hard. And this is their 3rd.
Right.
So.
He must have been doing something right.
I don't know. We'll see what happens during the season, if she'll keep him or not keep him.
I felt like she already done pitched him and told him.
I know.
No, boo.
Basically. So what I thought was funny was she said he looked like Norbit.
Norbit with swag.
Norbit with swag.
Like, so she already know he's not cute. I'm sorry, Evan.
But
who wants to date Norbit with swag?
Like, Norbit's one of my favorite movies. And I know it was voted the worst movie, but like I loved that movie. So for her to like reference that, I was like, oh my God, she like knows that movie too. But Norbit was like such a nerd, and he was like out of place. So I'm like, are you the Rasputia? Rasputia, you know?
I forgot about Rasputia. She made that movie. Rasputia.
So
hey,
I don't know.
Watch that movie again. But he looked like Norbit. He didn't have, like she said, his whole style and essence about him.
Swag was
his
Norbit.
Swag, you know, I mean, but he looked like Norbit. I'm sorry. Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't get that vibe.
I'm like, this is the guy who got Cynthia Bailey out on a date. Cynthia, let me hook you up, girl.
Are you sure about that? And moving on. So then she's talking about how she doesn't want to lead him on because he is so young. Yes. And basically, they
cheers
to friendship.
Bye, Norbit.
Didn't sound very promising.
Uh-uh.
So I guess
we was breaking it to him
easy. Be seeing him anymore. Third date, that was it.
But we're proud of you. You get a hand clap for them 3 dates.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
Did the thing. And for that setup,
the photography. You just photographed Miss Cynthia Bailey, honey. You win.
You did the damn that.
Who's going to be your next supermodel, Evan? You know you want to do it.
We're not models. We'll take a photo shoot.
So anyways, moving on, Sheree.
Yes.
Miss Sheree Whitfield. She's with a life coach.
Which is, I think, great.
I thought that was great, too. And then she said his name was Jack Daniels. And I said, Jack Daniels is a life coach?
Right.
So basically, she said in her confessional, no, I didn't meet him at the bar. Right. And that was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I loved when Andy Cohen said on Watch What Happens Live, Jack Daniels is my life coach too. What a coincidence.
It's all of our life coaches.
He gives us life.
Yes. Put a face to a name, girl.
Hey, Jack, that's you.
A face to a bottle.
What's up, boo?
Good. So he complimented her on her bun.
He did.
And I loved her get back. Bun life.
That's right.
I was like, okay.
Straight always has to get back.
Right. Shout out to Margaret who wore a bun today on Instagram Live.
Bun life.
So anyways, they're doing like a counseling session, basically about the abuse and things that happened with Bob.
Yeah.
Her ex-husband / baby daddy with the 2 kids, the 2 younger kids. So that was pretty intense, I would say.
This always gets me when Sheree talks about this topic.
Me too. Especially because she's hard. Like such a badass.
Yeah.
That when you see her be vulnerable, it's like, it kind of makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah. Because you know it's authentic.
Yeah,
you know she's being real. She's being vulnerable. She's opening up to us. And what's amazing is her going through this on this show is going to help like a lot of other women because she handles it so well with such grace.
She does.
And, you know, I really applaud her for that.
Yeah. And I mean, for her to like go into detail, you know, and then they did like a flashback of like Bob saying how like he choked her and like it wasn't hard enough. And it was just like, that's too much.
Oh, obviously. And that was him on his best behavior.
Yeah, that was him trying to get her back. Remember last season? That was his like goal. He was trying to get into that chateau.
Oh, boy.
More like no. Bad joke.
So I mean, I like the way that the life coach kind of like coaches her through the feelings. I thought he did like a really good job.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree.
Jack, handle your business.
Mr. Daniels, you're doing a great job.
Right?
Keep it up with Miss Sheree Whitfield. But what was interesting was how she was saying like because she would start crying about it, and she'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so, I mean, that was just, it was just a sad moment. But what's even harder for her is like trying to explain it to her kids.
Right. Because this is their dad.
Yeah.
So you have to have balance because their dad is a part of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, I totally understand, like, you have to handle it with kid gloves.
You do.
Yeah.
And it's, even if they're older, because, like, she has the respect, like, to where she doesn't want them to look down on their dad.
Right.
But then she doesn't want them to look down on her.
Right.
You know, so she's always got to keep, like, this, like, tough like,
She's
facade. So basically he gave her some homework.
Right.
To rehearse, just how she's going to break it to them. Yeah. You know, it's big news. Right. And obviously the dad's, or Bob isn't going to be there to help her, you know, because they're not in the place they were last year, apparently. Right. So what I thought was funny was the end of the scene where she says, am I going to cry every time I come?
Oh, like he brings it out of her. He brings those feelings, but that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, that they're stirring that up, getting it out instead of her holding it in, because like she said, she didn't even realize she was this emotional about everything that happened until last season. She had no idea that she was still harboring those feelings. Yeah. So she needs to stir that stuff out.
She does. She does. Definitely. So moving on, the next scene, we see Kenya.
Yes.
With King and Twirl.
Twirl.
And she's walking her dogs in the park, and then Cynthia meets up with her.
Yes.
And they discuss, she's basically talking about like her marriage and how happy she is, and she's still like kind of in that like newlywed, like, oh my God, I can't believe I like met the man of my dreams. I'm so happy, and we're so happy for you, Kenya. You seem like you're in a really good place, and we are just ecstatic for you, and congratulations on your marriage. And that was interesting that Chef Robles hooked them up. That
was pretty cool.
Yeah. And that was like an awesome story, how basically she didn't meet him, but she was at the restaurant, and Chef Robles was talking about Mark, and basically saying like, raving about
how
him,
amazing
just saying how, and not even like making the connection, like, I want you to date him, you know, just talking about this man, you know, and then for her to like reflect and say like, I want a man like that, you know. And I was like thoroughly impressed with her that she actually made the first move.
That's what I was trying to get to. Like, did she make the first move? But obviously she must have.
She said she did.
That's so Kenya.
Yeah.
I feel like she would totally do that.
Yeah, she's a go-getter. She definitely goes
and she got her
after
man.
What she wants, and that's what she needed to do.
Yeah, because otherwise she wouldn't have known.
So she was spilling all these details to Cynthia, which was nice because it also made us see like that they are still real friends, regardless of whether or not, and that they didn't get invited to the wedding.
Twirl, the dogs weren't invited.
So you know,
we weren't the only ones.
No important people were invited, basically. So we learn a little bit more about Mark too. So he was a former Wall Street banker.
Oh yeah.
Turned entrepreneur / restaurateur.
Yes. Mark is a catch. Like as she's going through this, I'm like, box check. Go ahead, Kenya. And I think she heard that. She knew that. So she already knew what she was dealing with when she got into it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure it was just like, okay, he looks good on paper, so let's meet him in person. We'll see what happens, and it seemed to work out.
Period. He's
and
a handsome guy.
She said she worked on herself, you know, during like the hiatus or whatever, and she prayed for like a man like Mark, which I thought was pretty awesome too. I
thought that was like really mature of her not to just like immediately go for him. Like she's like, she knows in the back of her mind she wants a man like this, but she knew she wasn't ready. And so she took the time to get herself all together before she even approached him.
I know. I think that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That just shows like her maturity. And I pray that this is the Kenya that's going to stay.
This is true. Well, she's happier.
Yeah. And
she's always wanted love and a family.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I think she's going to be good.
I hope so.
Yeah. We're rooting for you, Kenya.
We sure are, Kenya. We're happy for you. But then she's talking about the media attention.
Right.
And, you know, all the blogs are talking negatively about her. And, you know, I'm sure it's just because we've seen her in past seasons. She hasn't been, like, the nicest person.
Right.
And then I guess she's with a good man. So people can't handle
her happiness.
Yeah. That's kind of sad.
I mean, people don't let you move on. They just want you to stay in the box that they want to put you in. But she's got to live her life for her. And he does too.
Yeah, exactly. And she mentioned that she's like his protector, kind of like with the media. Like she feels like the lioness. She feels like she needs to protect her husband. Right. Which I agree with that because this is like her job. She's in the limelight. She's a celebrity. And he's a restaurant owner. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they're two different worlds. Right. So, yeah, I think she should be protecting him with the media and with all that kind of stuff because he doesn't really know that's not his lifestyle. Yeah. He's in the restaurant business and he wouldn't take her to a shitty restaurant. Right. You know? Yeah. So. Yeah.
And I mean, you know, of course he knows he's married to Kenya Moore, but until you're actually in it, you don't really know what it's like. You're not really ready for all of that negativity and all of the feedback and everybody constantly watching you until you're actually in it. So I don't judge him at all. I understand that he has or needs some time in order to adapt to this lifestyle. And hopefully he's able to do that.
Yeah, I hope so too. So moving on, we see Candy and she walks into like an African type of like clothing store. And then
boom,
pops in Shamia.
Yes. Hey Shamia, welcome. We've been waiting for you.
So they're there for her wedding. That's going to be in Kenya. Yes. The country in Africa, not
the Moore Manor.
Per Sheree.
Thank you, Sheree, for pointing that out.
I know, exactly. So I guess they're going to have a dinner called Dinner in the Bush. Right. Which, I mean, I like that she's really, like, doing the damn thing. Yes, I love that. Yes. I'm like, girl, you go ahead with your Kenyan and, like, do your damn thing, okay? So it's nice to see that Candy and Shamia are still cool considering, like, you know, there was the drama and stuff kind of surrounding them last season.
They didn't let it affect their friendship.
Exactly. Right. Which they could have. Right, they didn't. So Shamia and Candy, they kind of talk about how Portia's kind of weird. She's been kind of distant with Shamia and she's been kind of weird around her. Which I guess makes sense because if you're making up lies, you're obviously going to distance yourself because you're not telling the truth.
Right. Their relationship is interesting to me right now. I'm wondering if it's more so that just Portia is literally distancing herself from everyone. And it's not just Shamia in particular. I feel like anybody who literally is not family right now to Portia, she's just like, doesn't have time for it. Yeah. I don't think it's specific to Shamia, honestly. That's just my opinion, though.
Okay. I do feel like it's specific. I feel like it's specific to specific people. I do. I know it's sad because I love Shamia is like one of my favorites.
And I didn't even realize that they had been friends since like childhood. School.
Yeah. They're like
they are friends. Real friends.
Yeah, they're like legit friends.
Yeah, it's kind of
sad. For this to happen, it's sad. Yeah. Andy, give Shamia a peach. Come on.
Please. She's
I need to know about her. I need to know about this girl.
Yes.
So Shamia comes out with like a head wrap.
She looks so cute.
She looks so cute. And then I can't remember who commented. Was it Candy who said she looked like she should be on the box of the pancakes like Aunt Jemima?
I think she did.
I was dying. I was like, come on, Candy.
Right? Brought in
Get
your
in touch with your African roots. That's where you met Todd.
Todd.
So Sheree mentions, oh, this is the Coming to America theme. So I guess
which we've seen before. Was it Candy's kind of coming to America?
Candy. Yeah, hers was coming to America because she met Todd in Africa. Phaedra hooked them up.
But now Shamia's having it in Africa, honey.
Well, that's because her husband's African.
Oh, true. I guess that makes a difference.
So I think he's from Kenya.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing it in Kenya. But anyways, Sheree can't go. She can't make it.
Sheree can't go. Nobody cares. But Portia can't go, and everybody's like, oh.
Well, yeah, because they're childhood besties.
Know. But honey,
there's a difference.
If I had to pay $10,000 for a ticket, listen, you better send me some pictures.
Candy got hers for $5, and 7 of her friends are going.
These must be some really rich friends.
Okay. So, but they're flying first class.
Is it okay? They're flying first class, but honey, she needs to just.
So
jump on that
if you get a coach seat, it'd probably only be like $1,500.
Right. She needs to make it happen. Sorry, girl.
So Sheree is saying this year she's not going to bring a bone to Shamia like she did last year. She'll actually get her something off her registry.
We appreciate that, Sheree. Thank you, girl.
Sheree. Taking the high road.
Right. We
see
like
you.
that.
So yeah, Candy is glad Portia's not going.
Right. Shade. The shade of the highest degree.
No.
Good Lord.
I'm like, I mean, I totally get it.
Right.
Candy don't like the girl. And when Candy don't like the girl and her name comes up,
Candy be like, bye.
Pretty much.
Candy ain't having it. When she's through, she is through, honey.
She's through.
Portia, get it. I know you think you're in a good place, but honey, you better get it together because she is not messing with you right now at all. She's not even in Africa at your best friend's wedding. She ain't messing with you.
She ain't messing with you. She's glad you're not coming. So hopefully those tickets stay really expensive. You know what I mean? Shamia was funny because she was basically like, I'll buy you a little outfit here since you're coming to my wedding.
I mean, Candy popped
$5
grand on her. She better buy an outfit. Child.
Right? That's one expensive ass wedding.
Yeah, that's a good friend.
It sure is.
You spent $5,000 for my wedding?
Yeah, if I'm going to Kenya.
Okay, cool. I'll hold you to that. We got it on video.
I'll be in coach though, so.
So will I. So we can ride together.
$1,500, so we'll be good. So then moving on, it's Portia in her kitchen saying that she's becoming a baby vegan.
Oh, Lord have mercy. What does that mean, a baby vegan?
So she's taking baby steps to become a vegan.
Okay. And I love the clip that they show where she's eating the chicken wing like last
week. Yeah, like last week when they filmed their little podcast.
Like, when did you make this decision?
She's trying to live her best life.
Okay.
You know, so she's gonna cut everything
out. Cut it all out. And I mean, she seems serious because she is throwing out some good food, okay? That freezer stuff does not waste, okay? And she is tossing that stuff out.
She don't care about that stuff, please. She'll be back eating meat next week. We'll see her at some party or something.
She threw away her bacon, whatever it was. What was that machine that she had?
Baconator or something.
Child, she was like, bye.
She was like, no, not the Baconator.
She's like, but yep, that's
even Lauren was like, the Baconator?
Lauren wanted to see how serious she was. That's why she picked up that machine. She knew her heart was in that machine.
Like, girl, we gonna just leave the machine here because you never
it's
know.
for guests.
Yes, exactly.
They might want bacon. I don't want bacon, but they might want bacon. I'm trying to look out for my guests.
Exactly. So I guess I need to baby-proof the house.
Right.
So that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
And then.
But my favorite comment before that.
Oh my God.
When Portia starts talking about freezing her eggs. Lauren, you are the champ. You get the quote of the episode.
You sure do.
So basically, Portia talks about freezing her eggs, and Lauren's like, wait until you're like vegan for a little while because those are the best eggs. She was like, the eggs you got right now, those are Hennessy eggs.
So if you guys know what Hennessy eggs are, just comment down below. I'd appreciate it. I need a little clarification on the Hennessy egg.
That was hilarious.
And I think Portia does too, so she'd appreciate you.
It's not a Benjamin Button, baby. I'll tell you that.
It might be in with those Hennessy eggs.
Woo.
So then we come up on a pretty heavy scene. It's Kenya, and I feel like it starts out okay.
Yes.
It starts out okay. So she's basically just talking about how her and Mark aren't living together right now. They're trying to figure out, like, you know, a house to stay in or whatnot. He has his business in NYC. Right. She's got hers in Atlanta. Right. And then Brandon calls.
Right.
And then she's like on the floor looking at her wedding dress. Okay. This is what got me. So you were dancing to you were doing a performance in your wedding dress after your wedding of Drunken Love, and you were rolling around on the beach. I've seen the video Drunken Love. I know that's how it works, okay? Beyonce's rolling around on the concrete or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But why were you doing this?
I mean, she needed that moment. That was her moment to do. It was her wedding. She wanted to be drunken in love. She was probably like just waiting for the day when she could do that. You know how she liked to reenact stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Child, that is Kenya 100%.
That so is.
I mean, this moment is so heavy, like you said to me, because we can tell Kenya's sad. Even though Kenya's like trying to pretend like she isn't sad, talking to the dogs, holding the wedding dress, there's a heaviness.
There was, just coming into the scene, it was just like, it was all, I mean, her on the floor with the wedding dress with the dogs, it was just weird. And then Brandon calling, and then basically she's like talking about the haters, and like, he's like, basically cut out the noise, like, you don't need to be worrying about all this, let these haters like squawk and just stick an egg roll in their mouth.
Yeah, he got real specific. This was really interesting.
I was like, I love egg rolls. Are you offering?
I mean, I'm wondering, this part concerned me because I felt like maybe Kenya was more interested like in the wedding and the idea of marriage rather than being ready for actual marriage. I don't know. I think she probably just like, it was almost like a fantasy thing, and now she's being hit with reality of like how marriage really is, especially if you're living in separate cities.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's really hard because, I mean, when you have those tough times, she can't lean on her hubby except for through the phone, and it's not the same.
No, it's not. So she's basically like talking to a producer, like bawling her eyes out. And she's just like, I guess they were supposed to have their marriage blessed the next day.
Yeah.
And Mark isn't coming anymore because his ex-girlfriends are sending him stuff from 25 years ago about Kenya's celebrity ex-boyfriends.
Right. Jay-Z.
It's like, who cares?
Yeah. Nobody cares. That means you're jealous 100%.
That's crazy that like his ex-girlfriends are like hating because they already know they lost a good one.
Yeah. First of all, block, and block. Yeah. Come on, get with it, Mark. They shouldn't even have...
Well, they're probably so desperate, they'll find you.
Truth.
Those kind of women.
They're probably like email, Snapchat, Instagram. Ain't no telling.
Telegram.
But block, Telegram. We've got a message for you. It's showing up at the door. Your girl used to be with Jay-Z.
But what was interesting was that she was saying that Mark isn't eating or sleeping because of like
he is stressed.
The stress of like the blogs are coming after. I don't read that much of the negative blogs because like I love the Housewives. I feel like people talk a lot. And there are like hater blogs out there that just are there to like give you like all
negativity.
Like all of the stuff that's not even really that true. And even if it is true, it's like,
but
Why? At their expense.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to hurt somebody like that. You know, like, we want to uplift people. That's what we're about. You know, we like to talk about the tea, but that's like a little extreme for me. So yeah, that was very sad. And then something that caught my ear was where Kenya said he had to fight everybody for her, including his mother. I was like, hold on, let me rewind this back. Did I hear her correctly? You did.
Okay, so mom didn't even want him to marry her.
No.
Which again is understandable because again they had only been together for 4 months, so anybody would be cautious who loves these two people. And
then especially, I'm sure, like, the mom, if she didn't watch the Atlanta Housewives, I'm sure she knows somebody who watched it last season, and Kenya has not been the nicest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm sure somebody showed a tape or two to the mother. You know, I mean, especially if these ex-girlfriends come and they probably sitting right next to the mom, showing her these.
You know it.
Girl, let's recap this last season so you can see who
your future daughter-in-law is going to be.
Exactly.
Wrong. Dead wrong.
I know.
Girls be thirsty and just ready and waiting.
They
do.
So
sad.
And like it was interesting the way like the previews kind of twisted things because they mentioned like this one quote saying like, I don't want to get a divorce.
Right.
But the way it was in context in that scene was more like she doesn't want the outside influences and the negativity to cause her to get a divorce.
It's not, we are not at that place now at all. That is just
their relationship seems to be fine, except for just like they're gonna have to learn to like, you know, get with a celebrity counseling therapist, get with Jack Daniels life coach. He seems real good.
Go see Jack.
And like work this out because this isn't normal couple stuff.
No,
you know.
And it sounds like they have more stuff on top of this. Like it's not just this, but he's dealing with family. They're dealing with distance. They basically need couples counseling already. Like before you get married, normally you go through counseling. They probably didn't have enough time to do that, so they can do that now.
Yeah, they sure can. It's not too late at all. So I think they'll be fine. We'll just see how it plays out like during the season.
Yes.
So hopefully it's all good stuff from here.
Yeah, I think they'll do fine.
So then we see Candy. Well, we're at Candy's house, and we're in that. Remember when Candy built her house? She had like 2 houses on like one lot. So then, you don't remember that? So she had 2 houses. And I think Riley was like living in one at one point. I can't remember. But anyways, so Todd comes in and he's like, what you doing in this little area? And she's like, I know, we haven't been in here in so long. But anyways, while they're in there, it's because Sheree has some friends coming over and they're going to rehearse.
Yes.
Her telling her kids all of this stuff.
Right.
So what I thought was funny, before we get to like the heavy stuff, was her 3 friends came in and they were literally like, we're the bone carrier
That's right,
gang.
the bone
BCG in the house.
BCG. Shout out to Blue Collar Gang. But yes, that is so funny. They're like, we are all collecting all the bones for Sheree. We got her back.
And those are some good friends to come over and like, I mean, that was just really sweet how they all came in and each one was one of her kids. And then like what I really liked was like how Candy was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna be you and you be quiet,
right? Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go. Like that's a good ass friend. Like,
first of all, the fact that she even came to Candy's house with this lets you know how good of friends they are. And I thought that was so helpful because I don't feel like Sheree even, like she said, she didn't know where to start.
No, she didn't.
And Candy gave her a good start.
She sure did.
She broke, because this is like a really hard topic.
To tell your kids that their father abused you. That's not easy to talk about.
No, not at all.
I don't wish that on anybody. Right. So, but she did a good job.
She did a good job.
Sheree, you know, when it was her time to kind of reenact what she's going to tell them or rehearse what she's going to tell them, I thought she did a good job. I mean, of course she's going to be emotional. It's definitely not going to be easy. She's not going to be able to be like cut and dry like Candy. No. Because it's not Candy's life.
And it has to be more conversational. And she's got more of the experience with all of it. So, yeah.
But I definitely think like her kids will be super supportive.
100%. She's got good kids.
She does. And she's a good mom, and we've seen her be a good mom to her kids. Yeah. So I think like she's looking at it like this huge like weight on her shoulders. But I feel like once she tells them that they're just going to be there to support her and they're actually going to help her get through it. Right. They're going to like take her through. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Because like she says, they already know. I mean, it's not like they missed last season. They saw it firsthand, I'm sure. So this is just a conversation to just get the elephant out of the room, get it out in the open. Yeah. And the sweet thing is that her kids are waiting for her to be comfortable enough to even address this topic. They didn't run home and say, hey, Mom. No. They didn't do that. No. It hasn't even been discussed. And that just shows you how good they are. So I absolutely 100% agree with you. They will definitely surround her with love.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So we're there for you, Sheree.
Yes. And again, thank you for sharing this story. We really appreciate it.
We do. So moving on, Cynthia and Noelle.
Oh, I love this exchange.
Me too.
I love Noelle. Noelle, thank you for supporting our blog, by the way.
We love you.
Liv.Nikki at IG. Thank you for liking our posts.
So she's growing up.
Right before our eyes. We remember when she was little.
I know, it's so weird.
She's 18 years old now.
And just as gorgeous as ever.
Oh my goodness. She's like the perfect combination of Leon and Cynthia.
Oh my God, she is.
It's like, how did they do that?
Can you have another love child? So anyways, so she's got a boyfriend in Charlotte, where Peter is.
A serious boyfriend, as Cynthia says.
Yeah, a serious boyfriend in Charlotte. Yeah. So I guess Noelle sees Peter then. Right. Which is good.
I think it's beautiful that they have a relationship like that.
So do I. I think it's really good. And I'm really glad. And we saw that kind of last season too. Yes. Remember he came.
He truly cares for her.
They did yoga together. Like he supported her and stuff. So it's nice to see that they still have that relationship.
He's an amazing stepdad, I feel
he was a part really of her life for a long time. Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, while we saw her grow up, he was there.
He was there.
So yeah. That's really great.
Big ups, Peter.
Good job, Peter.
What? Just kidding. That's my Jamaican. But what was funny was Cynthia asked Noelle, does Peter ask about him?
Right.
And she was like,
okay. Which is crazy.
Okay, well don't tell him I was asking about him.
Because we imagine Peter as still in love with Cynthia. But if he didn't even ask about her, it's a little weird.
And move on real quick.
Apparently so.
He's got a show to worry about.
Okay.
Follow us on Instagram if you want that tea.
Hey, we got that story posted.
Peter. So then they start getting into Cynthia dating.
Right.
And she's basically Cynthia is saying everything but the age. Like, I met this guy through a mutual friend. I'm like, okay, right. We need some mutual friends because they seem to be hooking people up with life coaches.
Help a girl out.
Dates.
I'll take it all.
She'll take a date. I'll take a life coach.
Hey, I'll take both. Maybe my date can be my life coach.
Can we get some mutual friends up in here? So finally she spills the tea that he's 29.
Yes. And Noelle didn't even know she was dating. Okay.
I know.
This is like new information for her. Like, oh, by the way, I kind of went out with him already. And she's like, what?
Like 3 times.
Right.
But, you know.
Oh, 3. Yeah. And my favorite line is when Noelle says, well,
okay, no.
She literally says no.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that was like my favorite line.
Yeah.
Noelle and the one-liners though gets me.
When she's like, well,
you should have hung up sooner.
His age minus 3 is literally half your age. When she did the math on that, I was like, wait a minute, 25 times 2. Yes, he is half her age.
He is, basically.
It's like, bring it all to light, Noelle. She is smart.
She is so smart. And then like she was like, basically it would be socially acceptable for me to date him. Right. And I'm sure at the time she was 17.
Right. But we still be okay with it.
Oh, you underage.
We're just kidding.
But closer in age to him than your mama.
Yeah. So I love when Cynthia's like, yeah, basically if I'm old enough to be your mother, you might be too young for me to date you. Yeah. That's a good rule, Cynthia. If you can be their mother, you probably shouldn't be dating them, girl.
Probably not. Maybe Mark Daly can hook you up with one of his restaurateur friends.
Hey, Wall Street friends, whomever.
Mm-hmm. So, moving on to the big scene, right? Portia. So Portia and Lauren are basically like heading on to Shamia's bridal shower, and it looks like everybody is supposed to kind of dress Kentucky Derby style.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when I saw these hats. But then again, we're in the South. You know?
Yeah.
They have like
true.
that regalness. They do this.
Yeah, they do this. Mm-hmm. But we just don't see it that often.
Yeah, we don't see nobody's wearing hats out here in California.
No.
Not really.
No, I don't see it.
Sorry. But it's cute though. They look cute.
They do.
I mean, like Portia and Lauren, y'all are love.
Yeah. They looked super cute.
Yeah.
So she's wearing her wedding ring.
Yes.
As costume jewelry.
As costume jewelry. I love this. Because she's wearing it on the other hand. She's not wearing it on the ring finger. As she explained, she is wearing it on the other hand, and it's a diamond. So.
And it's hers. So,
girl, go ahead and rock your wedding ring.
That's what I say. Why should that thing be locked up in a box? It's yours. Wear it however you want to wear it.
I'm with it.
I'm with it too. So Lauren was asking him if it was going to be like a turn-up event.
Right.
They're ready to turn
up. They're ready to kick it.
Turn up. And then they were saying, Lauren was also saying, no, it's not going to be a turn-up event.
Because they are
dresses
regal
and hats
and floral patterns. Okay, whenever there's floral patterns
you have
involved,
to be ladylike.
There's exquisiteness involved.
Put your prayer cloth down, all that stuff. So basically, they're just showing everybody walking into the event.
And everybody looks like they got their dress at the same place. Like, everybody looks like they could be in a photo shoot together. Like, they all match.
Yeah, they do. They look like the Kentucky
Which is really
Derby.
interesting and a little strange, but we're not from that area, so maybe that's what they do. I would have came all messed up. I would have been like in all black and been like with my hat on, and I would have been wrong. Okay,
like,
I need to be
Halloween
schooled.
Was like a couple
right. I'm like,
that.
what? Y'all don't like black feathers?
Okay,
all right. They like it in New York.
But what was weird was Portia thought Sheree was Kim.
In what world, Portia? What, girl? Do you need glasses? Because she has blonde hair?
You knew Kim wasn't going to be in this episode. What would Kim be doing at Shamia's?
We're confused.
Maybe I'm wrong. They might know each other. Let us know if you know how Shamia and Kim might know one another.
But go ahead and confirm, y'all, in the comments. Let us know why Kim would ever be at Shamia's bridal shower.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so we can get all the recap news.
That's right.
So that was just weird. And then it was like another awkward moment with like Portia and Candy.
It was eyes.
And then Candy's like, I can't do this no
Candy
more.
said,
Again.
Bye. Okay, she was out. She can't take
I
the
don't have the time for this.
I like when people don't know how to be fake. She's just like,
Me
I can't
too.
do this.
It's such a breath of fresh air. Because
thank you, Candy.
I can't stand that fake stuff.
No, like, hey, girl. She's like, I'm not hugging you again. You got me once.
You ain't
I'm not
gonna
hugging you
get
twice. But then Portia kind of came in kind of shady too, because when she came to the table, she was all like, "Hi, Candy. Hey, not Kim." Like she was kind of fake and shady with the hugs too. So
yeah, she was
Mrs. I'm okay with Candy. No, you're not. You know you're not okay.
Yeah, and she was basically like, "Well, I'm gonna fake it till I make it."
The opposite of what we just talked about.
That's what you want to do. So aren't they talking about Portia not being able to go to the wedding because of the coinage?
They are. And apparently Portia has other issues. Yeah. Other reasons why she cannot go. Does. Which we didn't know. It wasn't just the coinage.
She's got a medical condition.
She has ailments. And we're like, oh, Portia is sick. Mm-hmm. We had no idea.
Yeah, she's got some medical condition called vagal vaga for Sheree. Yeah. It's AKA high blood pressure.
Yeah, I looked it up. It does actually say high blood pressure. I wanted to make sure she said the right thing.
Is it vagal vaga?
Yeah, it actually is. And then I was like, is she trying to say, oh, Lord Jesus, I don't even know. But she got it right. She did actually get it right. So somewhere along the line, her doctor told her she had this thing. Mm-hmm. They do the flashback where she fainted at the nail shop. Mm-hmm. And now she can't travel coach.
Mm-hmm. Because she's propped up.
Okay, boo-boo. Okay.
Like this. Like you're sitting in a chair. You're propped up.
But I'm confused. Like, you're still on a plane in a chair. Like, is it really that big of a difference from coach to... I mean, like, I know it's a big difference.
She'd be laying down in a bed.
But can't you lay down on international flights in coach?
No.
Oh, you can't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you could.
You can recline.
I thought it was like
after you can't so lay many down hours. In a bed. No.
Okay, well then I'm wrong. Okay, Portia, we're going to go ahead and believe you on this one.
Oh, because I'm with Sheree. I'm not buying it.
We're not buying it.
We are not buying what you are selling, which is high blood pressure.
It's like, which one is it? Is it the funds or what?
Yeah, and I'm also with Sheree saying that it's definitely something deeper.
Definitely.
It's not the funds.
Not the funds. And not the vagal cardio syndrome.
Vagal.
Okay.
So then Shamia comes in, Miss Turner.
Oh my goodness. Can we just talk about
the party?
The party. Can we talk about the party? This regal.
She was there.
Bridal shower.
Naked men. That's how they do it in Kenya, though.
Did you just shade all of Kenya? We need our fans in Kenya.
What? Kenya, men? Big old buff men without their shirts? That's not shading. That's saying all the men.
Is that how they do it in Kenya? Hey, I might need to give me a flat right
It was a Kenyan bridal shower, so I'm assuming that's what's going to
be like. Oh, is that what they were representing? I feel like this is a bridal shower that two people planned, okay? One with the hats and the floral stuff, and then one with the naked men in the games. And somebody thought this was like a bachelorette party and not a bridal shower. There is a difference, okay? It's not all the same thing.
I think it was a little mixture of both.
It was a little ratchet.
Some of those games.
Ciao. Okay.
Let's see. The first game was bounce the balls out. So basically they had like a fanny pack tissue box with balls in it, and they had to jump, and then however many balls came out.
Let me not bounce too much. I'm trying to be classy today. Yes. I mean, like, they had to twerk. They had to twerk in order to get the balls out in their dresses.
That's hilarious, though.
And, like, girls had on, like, super short dresses and was still just crouched down, showing it all for everybody to see.
It was all women
bouncing
in there.
These
we
balls.
All got the same, well, except for those men with their shirts on.
And just, all of the nation who's watching the show. Girl, we can see your everything. Like, you're on national TV.
Just blur out the face.
She should have signed that contract. Don't release my image.
And then the wiener in the hole. The winner would be a hoe.
Which tells you should not be playing this game. This is what I was concerned about. Like, people were like, okay, who wants to do a winner in the hole? I mean, like, everybody wanted to play. Mm-hmm. Calm down,
and then
y'all.
Sheree.
Calm down.
Sheree, didn't you?
Exactly. Oh, what?
Oh, yeah, I'll play that. Wait, how am I gonna? In my mouth or what? How am I gonna...
Do I gotta do it with my hands or my mouth?
Go,
girl, calm down. We're tying it on a string.
You teach them something, okay?
We know it's been a while, but it's not that kind of game.
These are hot dogs.
That's right. Ooh, save that for Vegas,
into
girl.
A bucket.
Yes.
So Sheree was the winner, or hoe,
she was
of the evening.
She did that quick too. Everybody else was struggling, and she was just like
professional.
I was like,
that's how she got Bob. Catchy is. So then after all the festivities, Shamia comes over to the table to sit with the girls, and basically she is like talking about, I guess she had like a tribal wedding as well.
Right.
Which she called an Adari or something like that. I'm not sure if any of you are Kenyan or know anything. Yes. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but she was saying something about Dari or something. But anyways, basically it's a tribal wedding. Mm-hmm. And she was shocked that Portia was a part of it. And
that
actually
and
dressed.
Participated.
And was a part of the wedding.
Shocked.
Like shocked. Like, what are you doing here? I invited you, but I didn't think you were coming.
Portia?
And you came dressed in the attire.
And ready to go.
Yeah.
She was shading her own friend. But we do know that Portia did not attend. There was something that Shamia had before this last season that Portia was not there. And Candy was there.
Oh, wasn't that the... Candy threw her.
Was it an engagement party?
Yeah, Candy threw her an engagement
and Portia
party.
did not attend that.
Yeah, because her and Candy were.
It's not like we are unfamiliar with her not actually showing up to events. But, I mean, she did show up. She did participate. Give her some clout on that.
Yeah,
Shamia's playing her.
Shamia's not playing her. Shamia, I got your back in this one, girl.
Shamia like,
Shamia, you my girl. You can have
I still like Portia. We can hide together. Hide and seek.
Yeah, y'all can. Pretend to hide. So, Candy did like her confessional kind of in between all this. And she was basically like, Portia's dogging freaking Shamia, you know?
Yes.
So, and treating her like shit.
Right. I mean, I feel like what's happening in the scene is basically like Shamia and Candy have had a conversation about this whole entire thing. Mm-hmm. And Candy's like, okay, girl, when you see her, you make sure you let her know how you feel. So then Shamia comes to the table to let Portia know exactly how she feels, the way that her and Candy have already discussed it. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of on Portia's side, because she didn't have to be so negative about it, especially when it comes to Portia actually showing up for her on her special day that she actually considers her wedding day, but she still wants to also do the ceremony in Kenya.
Yeah, because I think the ceremony in Kenya is going to be more like traditional, like American.
Exactly.
Like the tribal thing was like more for him.
Right. But it was still a wedding. Yeah,
but I don't know. You should have saved your coinage so you can go to this wedding.
She should have already
I'm sure you knew about it because I knew about Shamia's wedding last season. I've been waiting for this wedding because I already know.
It's like, you know, your best friend's getting married. Like you said, you start putting that stuff away. Like Sheree said, she's got jobs, okay?
Yeah.
And we don't know really like what Portia's financial situation is, but Sheree probably has an idea. And if Sheree says she's got the coins to go, she's got the coins to go.
She's got the coins to go. There's something else like Sheree is saying.
Yes.
So basically they're just going back and forth. But then Candy Coated Click is talking
with the side comments.
The side. Carmen had like the straight up doctor excuse notes for everything. Oh, which excuse can I dig up now?
Yeah.
And then they go back to showing Portia actually having a crisp doctor's note.
It was like, oh wait, she did have a doctor's note that one time. Like, yeah, she's kind of right about that.
Yeah, she did.
They don't let her get it away with nothing.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry, Portia.
But I could not believe that they were talking about her like that to the side so
At
loud.
the table. I'm like, how did Portia not... I was waiting for Portia to turn to them and be like...
I know, me too.
Okay.
But you could tell the uncomfortableness. That was probably why everybody was kind of like, all right, it's time to go.
Exactly. It was like abrupt.
It was.
It was like...
And it was like, wait, is everybody leaving?
Right.
But everybody was leaving.
They dispersed. They were like, okay, we're done with this. Hats off. It's time to go.
Yeah. So then Shamia follows Portia out to her car, and they're basically arguing.
Yeah. And this is like without the cameras. So that's how you know they are having a real deal dispute. Yeah. Like, Bravo had to catch up with them. Like, they had to run with the cameramans. Like, hurry up, they fighting outside.
Yeah.
Go get it. And they got it.
They did. So Shamia is still talking about how she's shocked that she's not coming to the wedding. I mean, which is understandable. Because
this is her best friend.
I think basically Portia was in the wedding.
Yeah, she's in the wedding. She's supposed to be in the wedding. Yeah.
So that's like her bridal, one of the people from her bridal party is not coming. One of her best friends.
Yes. Shamia just buy that girl plane ticket. She still won't go. But, you know.
I think that's the thing. Like, Shamia knows that it's more than that. Yeah. Because I'm sure Shamia could buy her a plane ticket.
Yeah.
But she already knows that's not the case. Go. But she wants Portia to say something.
Right. She's trying to find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
And this is what she's utilizing to try to get that out. What is the problem?
Yeah, totally. But she will not.
She's not getting any answers.
So basically, she's saying how, like, distant they are and how she hasn't been, like, the greatest of friends since the fuckery of Phaedra.
The freaking frack.
Like,
I mean, they should just bring Phaedra back on the show because they're going to talk about her every single episode. Bring my girl back, okay?
Go ahead, girl.
Right?
I hope they paying you for every time they mention your name.
Please let it be.
She's like, I don't even need to be on this show. They just bring me. I got a storyline, not even being on the show.
Right?
You do.
Give that girl a tagline.
She just, I don't know. She just didn't feel like she was being there, like, genuinely as, like, a friend. Yeah. And so, I mean, it just ended kind of just not. It's
very sad.
It is. Yeah. It is. And then Lauren breaks it up and it's like, I
gotta
go get the baby.
Yeah, sorry.
We have to go.
Because they were going nowhere. And it was actually going downhill because,
it was.
You know, Portia was starting to say she literally just didn't even care about Shamia's feelings anymore or anything that she had to say.
She said something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. She said she wasn't trying to hear it. So thank you, Lauren, for breaking it up before it got a little nasty.
Yeah. And then Portia mentions, like, in her confessional that she's just going to have to support Shamia, love and support her from afar.
Yeah. It's like, is this the end of Portia and Shamia?
I hope not. That would be like being the end of Nikki and Nicole.
No, never gonna happen.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to watch and see. You guys let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think about this friendship? Is this a real fight? Mm-hmm. Like, what's really going on with Portia?
Let us know if you think Nene's going to come back on the show because she was missing the whole episode.
That's all we were looking for. It's like, where's Nene? Because you know how we said,
Nene!
The show's still on? The show's still on?
Nene!
Pop in anytime, girl.
I'm going to need that lace front.
So, next episode, we see Portia fighting with Lauren now.
I know. It's so sad. So, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to see what their fight's going to be tonight. Because that was interesting. Portia was basically like, you don't put a dime into this company. And she's like, I put my blood, sweat, and effing tears and my time into this company.
She gets a lot more work out of her sister than she would get out of anybody else.
Yeah, blank. Basically. Yeah. So, I don't know. Something's going on with Portia, but we'll get into that. So then they show Cynthia dating.
Yes, we get to see more dating. I'm loving this. Like, Cynthia, please keep dating this whole entire season.
I think
love
she probably will.
Yeah, she probably will.
And then Nene is in the car going somewhere because something's wrong with Greg.
Yeah, I'm worried. She said she's worried that he might not come home.
I know. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
And then Sheree's mom is having a birthday party.
Oh, yes.
Right?
But Yeah.
Or might have a birthday party. It doesn't look like the party planner showed up. So Sheree is literally ripping off her mic.
Livid. Okay.
And she's,
You don't mess with people's mamas. Doesn't this party planner know this? You do not.
This is Sheree Whitfield.
Mess with people's mamas, okay?
Yeah, no.
And it's her special day.
So she's about to show out.
I hope that they say the name of the person, whoever's the party planner, because
to make sure that we don't
hire
them.
We're not hiring you, boo.
So watch tonight's episode with us.
And if you want to join in on the conversation, make sure you hit up our comments.
And also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. We would love for you to comment and hear any discussions that you might want to talk about on our next recap. And we look forward to seeing you next time.